The Arab League, formerly the League of Arab States, is a regional organization of Arab countries in and around North Africa, the Horn of Africa and Arabia. It was formed in Cairo on the 22nd of March 1945 with 6 members: Kingdom of Egypt, Kingdom of Iraq, Transjordan, Lebanon, Saudi Arabia, and Syria. Yemen joined as a member on the 5th of May 1945. Currently, the League has 22 members, although Syria's participation has been suspended since November 2011, as a consequence of government repression during the ongoing uprising and civil war. The League's main goal is to draw closer the relations between member states and coordinate collaboration between them, to safeguard their independence and sovereignty, and to consider in a general way the affairs and interests of the Arab countries. Through institutions such as the Arab League Educational, Cultural and Scientific Organization and the Economic and Social Council of the Arab League's Council of Arab Economic Unity. The Arab League facilitates political, economic, cultural, scientific, and social programs designed to promote the interests of the Arab world. It has served as a forum for the member states to coordinate their policy positions, to deliberate on matters of common concern, to settle some Arab disputes and to limit conflicts such as the 1958 Lebanon crisis. The League has served as a platform for the drafting and conclusion of many landmark documents promoting economic integration. One example is the Joint Arab Economic Action Charter, which outlines the principles for economic activities in the region. Each member state has one vote in the League Council, while decisions are binding only for those states that have voted for them. The aims of the League in 1945 were to strengthen and coordinate the political, cultural, economic and social programs of its members, and to mediate disputes among them or between them and third parties. Furthermore, the signing of an agreement on joint defense and economic cooperation on 13 April 1950 committed the signatories to coordination of military defense measures. In March 2015, the Arab League General Secretary announced the establishment of a joint Arab force with the aim of counteracting extremism and other threats to the Arab states. The decision was reached while Operation Decisive Storm was intensifying in Yemen. The participation in the project is voluntary and the army intervenes only at the request of one of the member states. The growing militarization of the region and the increase in violent civil wars as well as terrorist movements are the reason behind the creation of the JAF, financed by the rich Gulf countries. In the early 1970s, the Economic Council of the League of Arab States put forward a proposal to create the joint Arab Chambers of Commerce across the European states. This led, under the decree of the League of Arab States No. K1175/D52/G, to the decision by the Arab governments to set up the Arab-British Chamber of Commerce, which was mandated to promote, encourage and facilitate bilateral trade between the Arab world and its major trading partner, the United Kingdom. The Arab League has similarly played a role in shaping school curricula, advancing the role of women in the Arab societies, promoting child welfare, encouraging youth and sports programs, preserving Arab cultural heritage and fostering cultural exchanges between the member states. The League encourages measures against crime and drug abuse, and deals with labor issues, particularly among the emigrant Arab workforce. History. Following adoption of the Alexandria Protocol in 1944, the Arab League was founded on the 22nd of March 1945. It aimed to be a regional organization of Arab states with a focus to developing the economy, resolving disputes and coordinating political aims. Other countries joined the League at later dates. Each country was given one vote in the Council. The first major action was the joint intervention, allegedly on behalf of the majority Arab population that was being uprooted as the State of Israel emerged in 1948. although in fact a main participant in this intervention. Transjordan had agreed with the Israelis to divide up the Arab-Palestinian state proposed by the UN General Assembly, while Egypt intervened primarily to prevent its rival in Amman from accomplishing its objective. This was followed by the creation of a mutual defense treaty 2 years later. A common market was established in 1965. Geography. The area of members of the Arab League covers over 13 million square kilometers and straddles 2 continents, Africa and Asia. The area consists of large arid deserts, namely the Sahara. Nevertheless, it also contains several highly fertile lands, such as the Nile Valley, the Jubba and Shabelle Valley of Somalia, the High Atlas Mountains and the Fertile Crescent, which stretches over Mesopotamia and the Levant. The area comprises deep forests in southern Arabia, as well as parts of the world's longest river, the Nile. Member states starting with only 6 members in 1945, the Arab League today occupies an area spanning around 14 million km² and counts 22 members, and 4 observer states. The 22 members today include 3 of the largest African countries and the largest country in the Middle East. There was a continual increase in membership during the second half of the 20th century, with an additional 15 Arab states being admitted. Syria was suspended following the 2011 uprising, but its seat was later given to Syrian opposition. As of 2015, there are a total of 22 member states. The Arab League member states are as follows: Algeria, Bahrain, Comoros, Djibouti, Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Kuwait, Lebanon, Libya, Mauritania, Morocco, Oman, Palestine, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Somalia, Sudan, Syrian opposition, Tunisia, United Arab Emirates, Yemen, and 1 observer state, Eritrea. On the 22nd of February 2011, following the start of the Libyan civil war and the use of military force against civilians, the Arab League Secretary-General, Amr Moussa, stated that Libya's membership in the Arab League had been suspended. The organization has decided to hold the participation of the Libyan delegations from all Arab League sessions. This makes Libya the second country in the League's history to have a frozen membership. Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi declared that the League was illegitimate, saying, "The Arab League is finished. There is no such thing as the Arab League." On the 25th of August 2011, Secretary-General Nabil El-Arabi announced it was about time Libya's full member status was restored. The National Transitional Council, the partially recognized interim government of Libya, will send a representative to be seated at the Arab League meeting on the 17th of August to participate in a discussion as to whether to readmit Libya to the organization. The Arab Parliament recommended the suspension of member states Syria and Yemen on the 20th of September 2011, over persistent reports of disproportionate violence against regime opponents and activists during the Arab Spring. A vote on the 12th of November agreed to formally suspend Syria 4 days after the vote, giving Assad a last chance to avoid suspension. Syria, Lebanon and Yemen voted against the motion, while Iraq abstained. There was a large amount of criticism as the Arab League sent in December 2011 a commission monitoring violence on people protesting against the regime. The commission was headed by Mohammed Ahmed Mustafa al-Dabi, who served as head of Omar al-Bashir's military intelligence. While war crimes including genocide were allegedly committed on his watch. On 6 March 2013, the Arab League granted the Syrian National Coalition Syria's seat in the Arab League. On 9 March 2014, Pan-Arab Group's Secretary-General Nabil al-Arabi said that Syria's seat at the Arab League will remain vacant until the opposition completes the formation of its institutions, politics and administration. The Arab League is a political organization which tries to help integrate its members economically, and solve conflicts involving member states without asking for foreign assistance. It possesses elements of a state representative parliament, while foreign affairs are often dealt with under UN supervision. The Charter of the Arab League endorsed the principle of an Arab homeland while respecting the sovereignty of the individual member states. The internal regulations of the Council of the League and the committees were agreed in October 1951. Those of the Secretariat General were agreed in May 1953. Since then, governance of the Arab League has been based on the duality of supranational institutions and the sovereignty of the member states. Preservation of individual statehood derived its strength from the natural preference of ruling elites to maintain the power and independence in decision-making. Moreover, the fear of the richer that the poorer may share their wealth in the name of Arab nationalism, the feuds among Arab rulers, and the influence of external powers that might oppose Arab unity can be seen as obstacles towards a deeper integration of the League. Mindful of their previous announcements in support of the Arabs of Palestine, the framers of the pact were determined to include them within the League from its inauguration. This was done by means of an annex that declared, at the Cairo Summit of 1964, the Arab League initiated the creation of an organization representing the Palestinian people. The first Palestinian National Council convened in East Jerusalem on 29 May 1964. The Palestinian Liberation Organization was founded during this meeting on 2 June 1964. Palestine was shortly admitted into the Arab League, represented by the PLO. Today, State of Palestine is a full member of the Arab League. At the Beirut Summit on 28 March 2002, the League adopted the Arab Peace Initiative, a Saudi-inspired peace plan for the Arab-Israeli conflict. The initiative offered full normalization of the relations with Israel. In exchange, Israel was required to withdraw from all occupied territories, including the Golan Heights, to recognize Palestinian independence in the West Bank and Gaza Strip with East Jerusalem as its capital, as well as a just solution for the Palestinian refugees. The peace initiative was again endorsed at 2007 in the Riyadh Summit. In July 2007, the Arab League sent a mission, consisting of the Jordanian and Egyptian foreign ministers, to Israel to promote the initiative. Following Venezuela's move to expel Israeli diplomats amid the 2008-2009 Israel-Gaza conflict, Kuwaiti Member of Parliament Walid al-Tabatabai proposed moving Arab League headquarters to Caracas, Venezuela. On 13 June 2010, Amr Mohammed Morsa, Secretary-General of the Arab League, visited the Gaza Strip, the first visit by an official of the Arab League since Hamas armed takeover in 2007. Summits. Military. The Joint Defense Council of the Arab League is one of the institutions of the Arab League. It was established under the terms of the Joint Defense and Economic Cooperation Treaty of 1950 to coordinate the joint defense of the Arab League member states. The Arab League as an organization has no military force, like the UN or EU, but at the 2007 summit, the leaders decided to reactivate their joint defense and establish a peacekeeping force to deploy in South Lebanon, Darfur, Iraq, and other hotspots. At a 2015 summit in Egypt, member nations agreed in principle to form a joint military force. Emergency summits. 2 summits are not added to the system of Arab League summits. Anshas, Egypt, 28-29 May 1946. Beirut, Lebanon, 13–15 November 1958. Summit 14 in Fez, Morocco, occurred in 2 stages. On 25 November 1981, the 5-hour meeting ended without an agreement on document. On 6–9 September 1982, literacy in Arab League countries. In collecting literacy data, many countries estimate the number of literate people based on self-reported data. Some use educational attainment data as a proxy, but measures of school attendance or grade completion may differ. Because definitions and data collection methods vary across countries, literacy estimates should be used with caution. United Nations Development Programme, Human Development Report 2010. It is also important to note that the Persian Gulf region has had an oil boom, enabling more schools and universities to be set up. Demographics of Arab League countries. The Arab League is a culturally and ethnically one association of 22 member states, with the overwhelming majority of the League's population identified as Arab. As of July 1, 2013, about 359 million people live in the states of the Arab League. Its population grows faster than in most other global regions. The most populous member state is Egypt, with a population of about 91 million. The least populated is the Comoros, with over 0.6 million inhabitants. Syrian demographics are prior to the Syrian civil war. Religion. The vast majority of the Arab League's citizens adhere to Islam, with Christianity being the second largest religion. Over 15 million Christians combined live in Egypt, Iraq, Jordan, Lebanon, Palestine, Sudan and Syria. In addition, there are smaller but significant numbers of Druze, Yazidis, Shabaks and Mandaeans. Numbers for non-religious Arabs are generally not available, but research by the Pew Forum suggests around 1% of people in the MENA region are unaffiliated. Linguistics. The official language of the Arab League is Literary Arabic, which is based on Classical Arabic. However, several Arab League member states also have other co-official or national languages. Among the latter are Berber, Somali, Kurdish, Assyrian, Nubian and Armenian. Additionally, various different Arabic dialects are spoken, such as Egyptian Arabic, Levantine Arabic and Moroccan Arabic. Culture. Sports. The Pan-Arab Games are considered the biggest Arab sport event. Another Arab tournament was made by the ART to sponsor Arab Champions League, between Arab clubs. The Union of Arab Football Associations organizes the Arab Nations Cup and UEFA Club Cup. Arab sport federations also exist for several games, include basketball, volleyball, handball, table tennis, tennis, squash and swimming. Most of these federations and their competitions are sponsored by the Arab League.